Hey, yo, what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast presented by DJ City and Beat Source. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. We got DJ Never here.
Yo, what up?
We got Jamie the Great.
Yeah.
And we got two special guests over here. Two of my favorite producers in the game, DJs and producers. Very talented DJs and producers here. And I'm very honored to have these guys over here. We have DJ TRAYZE and SPYDATEK in the building. What's good, y'all?
Yeah. Thank you.
What's good, TRAYZE? You've been in Vegas a little bit more than usual, right?
Yeah.
You're here for Life is Beautiful.
Yeah. I did a party for Hardin.
The weed dispensary, yeah.
Yeah. I opened and closed for Mayor Hawthorne.
Amazing.
Nice.
You was on
great.
vinyl?
And I was too. And it went so well that my closing set, I played till 5 in the morning.
Oh, shit.
So thank God I packed more records than clothes.
How many crates did you bring?
I brought about 150 records.
150 records?
Some like little ones.
Like 45s?
Yeah.
45s.
So that's like, so you had like one case or two cases? Depends on like which side.
This came together very last minute, and the cheapest flight I could find, well, the best flight I could find was on Frontier. So I couldn't bring a lot of luggage because they really gouge hard on the luggage fees. Yeah. So I ended up packing 2 mini crates inside my roller, and I put the clothes around them.
Nice. Nice.
I'm cheap, man. I'm just cheap.
That's like, I'm about to say,
I got my DJ bag because I had to do a set with Serato the night before. Same party for the weekend, like after party for the festival. But yeah, it was, man, the Saturday night was great. I recorded it. It was fantastic.
You did record it?
Yeah.
Oh, you released it?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet?
No, but I will very soon.
So when you record those things, and what do you edit? Like you tweak certain parts? No. Oh, you don't do that?
No. I just like master the levels a little bit. I make it louder. And if there's like, generally, especially for the Serato sets, there'll be a bit of a slow ramp of the volume over the night. I'll kind of equalize that because the end of the night's way louder. Yeah. So I'll kind of
you're just mastering
compress it. Yeah, that's it. I don't really chop it up.
He's not perfect, bro.
No, I don't care if there's mistakes. That's a part of it.
Yeah, like if there's
I do add in the crowd noise. That's what I edit a lot of.
Oh, okay. So you have like a mic or something external? Yeah.
I have a Zoom brand H4n Pro.
Yeah.
That's recording the whole room all night. Yeah.
Damn. So you already know I'm creating content for this shit. So I'm gonna. Create content, yeah. Like none of us.
That's
think
the goal.
None of us
think like that. We just like This is it.
I hit record every single time I play. Everywhere, anywhere.
Really? And you'll analyze what you play, or you'll analyze how you sound.
Well, I go back and look at the playlist and like what time of night I played what. And actually, for the last year, I've been doing video of every set too.
Really? Interesting.
Damn, that's a lot of content.
I feel like that's great, and it's also kind of like in the end, it kind of fucks you over a little bit later.
How so?
Not at all. Not for me.
I think sometimes like it can fuck you over later because you're putting so much of yourself out there that people take from it, and they don't credit. They never credit. Like people don't credit anything nowadays.
Yeah, I get what you're
Do you know what I'm saying?
I already see where he's going. This guy's
an
evil genius.
What happened over the summer?
That
Segue was
no, but I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying people don't credit.
Diabolical.
Crooked said, "Pass me the bar. I got it. Throw me the rock."
SPYDATEK, how you feel about that?
We ain't going down that road.
We give credit where credit is due over here.
Over here with 21 questions.
No, actually, for the DJ sets, it's actually helpful for me because it makes content for social media, which you know that the social media, she's hungry. She always wants to eat.
Hey,
Yo, that's the weirdest shit I've ever heard.
Why are you looking at
content machine is hungry?
He's looking at me right in my eyes when he's saying that shit.
She's hungry. I gotta feed her.
It's like it's videos for that. It's mixes to put on Mixcloud, and I have like a whole mixtape section of my Patreon too. I have a whole tier that you can sub to only for mixes.
Wow.
So if you're not a DJ and you just want to like listen to shit. So it's for that, and for me personally, it forces me to not play the same stuff every set. So I look back and I'm like, okay, I just played this similar type of room maybe a month earlier. I don't want to do the same exact set over again.
How many kids you got? You working like you got 10 of them. That boy putting content. He's like, she's hungry.
I have 3 kids. Yeah,
all the kids are hungry too.
But I mean, my wife is definitely the breadwinner, so I'm in good shape.
I mean,
nice.
Yo,
I'm not gonna front.
That's how he's a content creator. He's like, I have the freedom.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
But you're grinding all the time, Paul.
Yeah, nonstop.
You're grinding. Like, how many edits do you do? You're doing edit. You do edit packs for your Patreon.
Yeah, so I do like
and
between
DJ City
30 and 40 a month for Patreon.
Jesus.
And DJ City's usually 3 remixes a month is like my quota.
Like kind of original remixes.
Yeah, not just like a tool or an edit. Like sit down, make a whole beat.
Right.
More
Make another Amapiano remix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I've made a few.
Yeah.
I made a few. I know it's like a very saturated. No, I would love to speak on that.
Yeah.
I'm picky about types of things I do and the songs that I choose to flip. So
Yeah.
You know what? Right now, one of my favorite mixes I've been playing of yours, TRAYZE, is Evan the Champagne King, Loves Come Down.
Thanks, man.
It's fucking dope, man.
Dope remix.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. I love it when all of you guys just sometimes do like sporadic classics, like edits. You'll remaster something or quantize it. And
it sounds really great, right?
It's good, but it'll just be sporadic because it'll just be like all this new music and I'm a piano remixes, and then like all of a sudden, yeah, like all of some obscure like fucking I don't know.
Yeah, it's a reflection of my style. You know, I don't want to get pigeonholed into one corner, so I like to do a lot of different things. So I definitely switch it up a lot.
Yeah, your quantized edits are clutch.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Wait, so how long have you've had your Patreon?
Since December 2021.
December 2021.
Yeah.
And then it's just it's just been gotten easier and easier to kind of like, or is it kind of grueling sometimes every month? You're like, oh fuck, I gotta.
No, because I'm only making it for me. And if other people can benefit from it, that's great.
Yeah.
The only added thing is I have a Discord where I take requests.
Okay.
Which ends up being like 4 or 5 joints a month.
Nice.
And it's some requests I say no to. I'm like, so and so already did that, or that's kind of played out, or like I don't need that edit.
Wow.
Or it's just not in good taste. Like you make a mashup of this and this, and I'm like, it's kind of whack. So, but yeah, it's made me more consistent.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the Amapiano remixes? I think P. Dot tweeted out something. He's like, DJs. It's never a good idea to play a Maroon 5 Amapiano edit at 12:30 a.m.
Yeah, see,
but everyone's just been kind of going crazy with this Maroon 5 Amapiano edit, like kind of like, all right, now y'all like really fucking up Amapiano.
I mean,
that's not in good taste.
It's not.
It's not in good taste.
It's like a Backstreet Boy Amapiano. We're not doing that.
That sounds dope though, right?
That sounds like a good idea, man.
Nah.
I want it that way.
I can only speak for me. I've been doing flips of Afrobeat songs that are like really sleepy songs into more higher tempo, higher energy. Like I did Rush and I did People, and then I've been doing rap songs, but like throwback rap songs that are like more like club only songs. So kind of makes sense, or they have a cool bass line that I can flip. So I'm being very picky about the things I do.
Yeah. Where do you like when you making these edits or like these like whatever? Are you kind of picturing where they're gonna get played or not really? Like you're just making it to what it sounds good.
Yeah. Well, I think in that.
And is it solely kind of like it's more selfish where you're like it's something for me to play?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if it gets played.
No, I would love it for it to get played by others, but yeah, I make it for me.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about pleasing anyone. I'm not like following a formula of any kind. I'm just like, this would sound dope. This would sound dope. I would love to play this. Pretty much. And as far as like rooms go, no, just if anything, I would picture myself playing a certain edit at a certain party and it going over well.
Yeah.
So
is that how you approach it too, SPYDATEK?
Yeah. All the time.
It's just really like from a selfish perspective almost, right?
It has to be. It has to be. If I'm thinking about what other people like when I'm creating something, I can't connect like at all. I mean, if you look at everything that I've been posting the entire year, it's been like R&B stuff or like was it like electro, you know, freestyle Miami bass type stuff, and then, you know, it'll just go over to like maybe some trap stuff. So I mean, it's been everywhere, but it's been because that's where my mindset's at. It's not based on anybody.
I'm surprised you haven't launched a Patreon yet.
It's getting there. I'm just real picky about having a group of maybe just a big pack. I want to make sure, like, to me, I have like all hitters.
So you rather release like a Bandcamp EP or something, right?
Yeah, something like that to kick off.
Then have a monthly Patreon. Oh, okay.
Well, no,
so you do want to kick off a Patreon.
I do want to kick one off. I just want to have like a, you know, a banging ass pack of stuff, and then, you know, go from there. But right now, I've just been hitting stuff off on SoundCloud I'll say like every 2 months or so.
Yeah. Is that the biggest like obstacle, the biggest wall when you're like an editor or producer or remixer and you have like a Patreon? Is it just being able to like not be overly critical and just like let go of some of the music? Because we were talking about this earlier, where it's like
crippling self-doubt.
Yeah, well, like you don't.
It's a real thing.
You don't want to release an edit because you think like it needs more work.
Right.
What I noticed on Patreon is like a lot of the editors will release something, and then they'll come up with like version 2 the next month.
Yeah,
like they'll continuously rework it.
But until they got some feedback, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if it's feedback. I think they maybe play it out and they realize like something's missing from it, and then during the month they figure out what was missing, and they just keep adding. I've seen like version 4 and version 5.
Yeah, I mean,
shit,
you know, like between me and TRAYZE, we share ideas all the time. So
yeah,
you know, literally there'll be like track name in version 7 or some shit.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, we're constantly.
I use my Patreon subscriber base as a good testing ground for works in progress, and I'll label them like WIP.
So you actually put it like as a part of the process of actually finalizing a track, like, hey, like kind of being a little bit more open with your Patreon followers, like, hey, check this out. Let me know what you guys think of that.
Yeah, they love it. They love to be a part of it. And then also I even go a step further. I'll put like videos of me making it, screenshots, a lot of
You're just like a
scenes.
content machine.
Yeah,
huh?
content machine.
Yeah, but I hate the word content, and I do it like
That's
very.
But that's all you're making is content.
You do a lot of content.
I mean, at least it's
But
good.
it's not in that. It's not in that direction.
At least it's good content. It's just not like
No, it's good.
just
You
putting
want-
shit out there.
I want
them to be
to
a part
start
of your
this video
process.
over and say like to content creator DJ Craze. DJ Craze.
Yeah, no. I'm very, very aware of that in that world, and I don't want to be that guy. It's always going to be quality over quantity for sure.
Yeah.
For
It's
me,
it's a different way of looking at it. You want them to be a part of your process, but you're not treating it like, you know,
and
like the others.
this might sound like a flex, but it's just high output.
Yeah.
I have a high output. Pause.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what does that mean?
I work fast and I get a lot done.
Oh, okay.
I can make a lot of quality stuff quickly.
Have you always been like that, or has it?
Well,
like,
no.
Have you gotten better over doing it with the Patreon and everything?
What's made me more consistent, and I've streamlined some processes and like the production end of things, and learned and gotten quick. But I mean, I've been on Ableton since 2008. And before that, I was on Pro Tools for 6 years. And before that, it was the original, like, Sony, Acid, Fruity Loops, like the OG, like old shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been making, and I'm a musician before I'm a DJ, years before. So and I play lots of instruments.
Yeah.
For the work in progress things, are able to be played outside?
Sure.
Or, okay.
They're basic master. They're ready to play.
Oh, okay, cool.
So what would deem like something like a work in progress? And SPYDATEK, what would it take for you to release a work in progress?
I mean, sometimes I do put them out. I mean, if it's like a quick idea, like if I think I have like, you know, like a simple edit with like a vocal and maybe some drums, and sometimes that's enough. Like sometimes I'm trying to think about what I have up there, but I definitely put something up there where essentially I was like, yo, this is dope. I don't know what else to do with it. It's done. Yeah, actually that SZA Snooze edit that I put out. Yeah, I was like, I had an idea, put it over the very special instrumental, track, and then I just went and put some drums behind it, and that's it. I didn't do anything more to it.
And then that was the last version that you.
That was the last version, because I was just like, there's nothing more I want to do to it. I feel like if I add too much to it, it'll be overproduced. So it's put out. Sometimes it's good to put out raw shit.
Didn't you do that with Say Something, the Mariah Carey?
Yeah.
I remember I asked you for that. You just like, I'm still kind of working on it, but fuck it, I just give it to you.
Yeah. That was it.
It's not ready for the streets, man.
Nah, like sometimes just putting out raw shit is just the best way. Sometimes, like, there'll be versions of songs that I'll work on, maybe like, you know, I'll get to a finished version, but sometimes you go back to that raw version and that will be the best sonically sounding.
Right.
So
what does that hold you back from releasing from Bandcamp? Just because you want to put great content out, or are you just afraid of people being like, oh, this isn't as great, so, and them paying for it, or what is
for me, I just want to feel the same way about it the next day and next week. Because I'll make something and then the next day I'll be like, that's whack.
But to that point,
I feel like
it depends on what you're making, and a lot of stuff has very little shelf life. And this is another thing I'm super aware of every time I'm making an edit, or if it's something timeless that doesn't have to be out by a certain date, I'm going to make it work in progress. I'm going to sit on it and tool it for like weeks and weeks and weeks. But if it's like a Sexy Red Pound Town that's got to get out now, it's got to get out, you got to play it, because in 2 months you're not going to play it. You're not making that edit in 2 months. So get it out now. If it sounds raw, just get it out.
What did I mean? I made the
missing the window, exactly.
The Cardi B WAP remix edit that used the Take You Home instrumental over it. I made that maybe like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I just put out this year, like earlier this year.
Wow.
And like it did its thing on SoundCloud and everything, but you know, sometimes I'm just like, it's not ready. And even that one, the way I produced it, the last project file that I exported, that's what's out now.
How do you feel about that, TRAYZE? You think he's being too tough on himself? Or
Yes,
what the fuck?
absolutely.
He knows. His
shit is fire. He should just put it out.
He knows.
You guys should, like, do you guys, I'm sure you guys work together, talk to each other all the time.
Yeah.
You guys should create like a rule or a process where like, look, I say just release this. Like,
like hold them accountable.
No, I've definitely picked his brain where I asked him like, yo, what's your process? What do you do? And then he's giving me like, you know, his guidelines of how he does shit. So, you know, it's up to me to go.
Maybe you need like another buffer to just release shit and just put it out there.
Yeah,
it's almost like remember, like, well, what's his name? It was like the Tribe Called Quest documentary. And Chris
he went.
They were talking about Low End Theory, right?
Yeah,
how Q-Tip wouldn't like
he was wanting that shit to be perfect.
Yeah, he wouldn't stop working on it, and Chris Lighty had to just take the album and
fuck it, this shit
put it out.
This happens with a lot of artists where the A&R or the label manager just has to snatch that shit and be like, it's coming out.
Yeah, you need like a Chris Lighty to just be like, this shit, I'm just putting this shit out.
That's what TRAYZE got to do.
Yeah.
You guys
start releasing it on your page and just give them the fun. You're like, this is SPYDATEK, guys. He's just too pussy to put it by himself.
Well, I set deadlines for things, and I work really well with deadlines too. So
it's funny, like we've worked together on a couple things.
Massive hit.
But massive hit.
Great hits.
But he's always told me, he's like, yo, let's not work on this too much because this is all disposable. Yeah. Like this shit's gonna be gone.
Like the edit that you mentioned, the Love Come Down, that's more of a timeless thing. So I took my time on that, and there were some versions, but I know that's a joint I can play for years.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Whereas the Play Bad Bunny is not gonna be.
It's got a shelf life.
It's got a shelf life.
Yeah, it does. But it was like,
how perfect was it for you, Crooked, that you're like, oh, this is only 80% done or 90% done, and he was just like, no, it's done.
See, I have like an idea, like, you know, I have an idea of how things should sound.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I try to just like kind of showcase it to TRAYZE. Like, you know, I'll send him like, hey, let's work with this sample. Let's use some drums that sound like this.
I will say he was right about almost everything. Not to gas you up.
No, he's right.
I want your head to fit out the door when you're trying to leave.
No, he's right about a lot of shit.
It was a great balance of him pushing me to like perfect certain things.
Oh, he's a perfectionist.
Pushing back, like, no, it's done. Get shit out.
Yeah.
But it was good for me because I rarely have a person that's giving me that type of pushback on a project. So in that sense, you're a great project manager and producer, and you definitely have that ear. Whereas me, I had to like get it out ear. Let's go.
Yeah. One of the first things we worked on was the Break My Soul.
That was fun.
Remix. right?
That went really fast, in my opinion.
It did go fast, but it was like our first time working together.
And it was more of an edit than like a song.
Yeah. And so like I remember sending
cut
him
and paste, cut and paste.
Yeah, I was like, you know, like we're gonna start with you know, Robin S. Show Me Love, then we're gonna go into this, into Gypsy, you know, and then we're gonna do this and this. And I was just working with you the first time, and then I would want like to like perfect each transition when the beat changed. And
It's kind of like Jack for Beats, Ice Cube.
yeah, exactly
Yeah.
what it was. And then I remember talking with him, and he was just like, "Look, let's just finish this shit and get it out." And I'm like, "Yeah, but let's just make sure like this transition right here is just hitting. Let's try this and take this out." And like,
and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's definitely times when he told me, he was just like, "Yo, like this is fine the way it is. No one's gonna hear all that shit."
And of course, he was just like, no.
It needs to be
This shit
perfect.
over, man.
But in hindsight, I've had like dozens of people tell me like, "Oh, that's the only version I play."
For Break My Soul?
Yeah.
Yeah. The mega mix you guys
Not the
made?
version with us rapping on it, right? We're doing
Well,
the
all the versions are out, but just the original version that we made, I don't know whether or not it would have the rap or not, but it's the same song. It's just one might have the rap, one might not.
I always play the mega mix you guys made, which is not us rapping.
Oh yeah, where it's just the beat change.
Yeah, just
that's
a beat
the-
change and beyond the whole time.
But the point is, it's just the core of the song is what is the thing that they're complimenting.
Yeah.
That's the version they play.
Right. But
Sounds
that was fun though. You guys rapping.
Yeah.
That was
I mean, that was.
was-
I guess it was fun. I had these guys like, I was like literally coaching them, like,
And
you gotta say it like this.
You guys see
It
when
was like that scene in
NWA?
NWA
when they're trying to make Easy
coaching Easy E on how to rap.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like that. You gotta do it like this. You gotta say it like that.
when I had, who was the worst one?
My put is probably me. I was so off key and shit.
Yeah, you were. I think you were pretty bad.
Yeah, I was bad. I never rapped.
You were
in my
pretty
life.
good, right?
I was all right, man.
You was all right.
Yeah.
Nah,
You were on point, Kirk. Didn't even need us.
nah,
there.
he was just warming up.
Crooked was on point. I had to warp and stretch your vocals.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No offense. No offense.
I'm not a rapper.
Remember when I sent it and I was like, because I sent him 4 vocals and he's like, so what are we doing? And I'm like, each person's gonna have a line. And he's like, oh Jesus. He's like,
Yeah.
Don't blame you.
By the way, why
this
is
is-
that fucking idea? Don't know why.
But well, actually, it turned out really great. And this is a typical thing when you're recording, even if it's just one artist. Sometimes it's called comping vocals, where you'll have an artist in the studio, you'll make like 5 or 6 takes, and then you'll take the best
Right.
part of each take, and that becomes but nobody sees that process.
right. It's like
Right.
it's like Big Pun. It's like what they did with Big Pun, which is like punching in.
Yeah.
Like
Wait,
even if
Big
it's
Pun.
punching
Wait,
in
Big
every
Pun
line.
wasn't rapping the whole time.
I mean, he probably did 3 lines.
But they used to do that with ODB also.
Yeah.
Punch it in.
I mean, I can see ODD, but
But
come
yo,
on,
there's
Big Pun?
some like that happens a lot in hip hop and rap.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, because there'll be
Nicki
certain.
Minaj with the stutter effects on
I mean, I
every
can see
bar.
that,
That's
but-
punching in.
Yeah, and I mean, it happens all the time where the beginning of one line will be good on one take, and then
It's so funny. I never noticed that until recently about the punching in. And like, I listen to the raps and I could tell the difference now.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like it's. I mean, the way they approach it now is probably a little
Way different.
way different.
But then on the flip side,
I don't
of
even
that,
think it has to like be like
Sonically
in the same thing.
Nah.
Yeah.
there's a lot of artists that pride themselves on only doing one take, like
Yeah.
a Jay-Z or a Nas, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's true.
I wasn't a Jay.
I mean, I think I was one take.
I wasn't Jay.
On the
One
break-
take crooked.
to
One
break
take
my
Jake.
soul. I think I was one take and that was it. One take.
One
Jake.
take
That's
crook.
it.
Yeah, I don't need it
And
anymore.
we did it.
It turned out great though.
Yeah.
It was really great.
The
And it was
play-
fun. It's a fun song too. So
The Play Bad Bunny was fun too.
Yeah.
It was just, but that took so long because we couldn't find the right vocalist. But I remember
that was all you.
I pitched the idea in like fucking July or something.
I asked like 3 or 4 different people, and they either like ghosted me or turned me down.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you found some interested parties.
I was lucky it was through Altura and we got
Exile.
lucky with Exile and Joel. And,
I'm just bummed that the
Ciara.
song got snatched off of streaming sites.
Oh, did
Wait,
it?
what?
Yeah, so we put it on streaming sites and it was fine.
It's
Yeah.
gone.
You know what actually caused it for them to take it down?
Oh, what?
Was when we tried to upload more remixes. So when we tried to upload like the Funk's remix, Q's remix,
Oh, I didn't know that.
then they were like, oh, wait, what are you guys doing here? Like, they
Now
kinda
was
looked
that
at-
Wait, it didn't have,
distro kit
it didn't
thing?
have any samples in it, did it?
I mean, it
Yeah,
had
it
Bad
had a
Bunny's
bunch of
name on it.
It had samples. It had
Yeah, it
samples.
had
Wait,
samples.
it did?
Yeah, it had the,
Yeah.
the beat. Yeah.
It had the
Y'all
Dago
was getting
sample.
Y'all was getting greedy.
Oh,
We
shit.
sampled a bunch of
Yeah.
guitars from a bunch of different songs.
Yeah, and then we sampled like the Sumisai Say. What you said, no one would recognize that shit.
No one would.
Yeah.
The only things I did was I did the like all the engineering, the arranging. I did the drums, the bass, and then he picked out all the samples and was like, put this here and there. So it was like 2 or 3 different guitar samples from 2 or 3 different like early 2000s reggaeton
Yeah,
like hits,
yeah.
and it just came together.
And the thing is, the vocalists, Ziara and Joel, they're Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm only gonna do Puerto Rican samples, just to
Right,
like, you
right.
know, and rep Puerto Rico.
Authenticity matters.
I said it was dope. And then
Especially when a white guy and
Yeah.
an Asian guy make it.
Appropriators.
we're definitely appropriate.
Gentrification.
I'm kind of glad that like
Culture vultures.
Yeah,
Culture
the song didn't get bigger or anything, or I was just like, yo, this is a bad look, right? Like,
It's not.
Appropriation.
but yo, the vocalist was so good, like Joel and Ziara. Like,
Oh, they did great, man.
They had little to no, like, I sent them some lyrics and I
Yeah.
said like, hey, can you do this? And they did it perfect. And I was just like,
They were better than us.
and
Hey,
they were
whatever-
even, they were telling me like, yo, we did that in like 5 minutes. Like,
Hey, whatever happened with the 500 custom DJ versions that I made?
so like our plan, I had a whole marketing plan.
Yeah, you were supposed to shoot a video.
I was gonna shoot a
You
video.
had merch. You had merch too.
I had merch planned, but everything is just like everyone moves on their own timeline.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
the other thing that took the wind out of our sails was it being taken down off of the streaming.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew it was like, this thing is dead.
But then we also another obstacle was that there were certain labels that wanted to put it out.
Yes.
But they wanted to keep the masters.
We
Oh,
had
shit.
some negotiations with some labels that wanted like a typical label deal,
That's crazy.
and because they thought it would do really well, and I think it would have, but maybe they would have run into the same problems.
Was it on Bad Bunny label or just like?
Oh, no, nothing like that.
Uh,
I wish.
Well, Bad Bunny's independent, by the way. So
Yeah.
But he's on his independent label, so
You know who I called? I actually called Tondo. And I was like, yo, like, this is the offers we're getting. And he's like, you know, they're not the greatest, but those are kind of standard shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super
Yeah,
standard.
super standard. And I
Just
was like,
standard.
what? But in hindsight, I don't know. Maybe in the end, I don't know, man. It's probably for the best that everything. Well, the thing is, like, so we had that hiccup, and then it was out on Spotify and all these streaming platforms. And I'm like, I'm gonna shoot the video. But I was like, yo, TRAYZE. I told TRAYZE like, yo, let's do custom DJ edits.
yeah.
So like, you know, let's mention all of these DJs.
But it took the vocalist forever to get the
Yeah.
things done.
because
That was like 6 months.
well, it was like 3 months, 2 months, which was already like a little too late.
Right.
And then it took me another, because I got busy, it took me another 3 months to get the shit done.
So when he sent it to me, he's like, so like, I said to the vocalist, I'm like, yo, like, do these DJ names so we can get it on the radio. So we can
half
get
of
it
that
on the-
list was radio guys.
Yeah, it was like we want to get on, like, send it to radio DJs.
Which DJs you sent it to?
I mean, everybody. We had
God,
everybody.
I did like 250 versions.
Holy
shit.
So it's like, hey,
Damn,
DJ Never. You know,
I
like,
sat
play
and
some Bad Bunny.
exported
Yeah.
like 250 versions. It took me like 10 hours to do.
But
Wow.
but they didn't want to
Yeah.
go in the studio. And they were like, and then later they're like, yo, it cost us $100 to go to studio. And I'm like, yo, that was the problem. And I was like, I sent them $100 and they recorded it. And I was just like, if they told me that before, I would have given them
been giving that shit.
Right.
$100 and just get it done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
she would have been out, bro.
So it took them like, I don't know, like 3 weeks or a month or
Yeah, and I'm partially to blame.
and then by that time it was like kind of the window was closed and I was like, I'm not gonna pay for a fucking video, like none of this shit. You know?
And I
then-
think also by then it was gone off streaming.
yeah, it was going off streaming.
It's going off streaming pretty quick.
When I started uploading the remixes, I think they were like, yo, y'all gotta chill. Like we let this one pass.
Why did you upload the remixes to streaming platforms?
Because I was just like, yo, like Q made a great like tech house remix, and I was like,
Oh, DJ remix.
My
DJ remix.
favorite one was the Mark Cuts.
the Mark Cuts made a great.
Oh, Mark,
This was my favorite.
It's
Yeah.
in DJ City still. If you guys want to grab
Shout out to
that.
Mark Cuts. He actually makes a lot of great edits.
Yeah, he makes
like
great ones.
like club ready edits.
Yeah,
but he made like he actually streamlined that whole that party break into like an actual club. The way he put it together, I thought was really great.
Is he on Patreon?
No, he's on DJ City,
City.
from what I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I am too, but I also have a Patreon.
I mean, I don't know if he's on Patreon.
I don't think so. You're one of a kind, kid. So, I don't
Yeah,
know.
shout to Mark Cutts though.
Yeah.
He's a young DJ too. He's killing.
He's
it in
like
Texas.
24, I want to say. 23. He's a young kid.
He's doing great.
Texas.
Yeah, but like,
Yep.
I mean, like he sent me these DJ names, and it was like, bro, it was like already like I think it was summertime already, and I was just like, I think the window's done.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, why did you even do this? I was just like,
Hey, the shit.
10 hours of
do all
exporting.
this shit.
Hey, the shit's still getting played. I just heard it last week. So
Yeah,
I still play it.
I still see people posted that they played it. At
As soon as the
venue.
fucking
The
first.
Playback Bunny?
Yeah.
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 Cool.
As soon as the first fucking request comes about, I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. My time to shine.
that whole shit was fun, man. Like you did a great job.
Thanks.
Are you
too.
guys gonna do anything
Yeah.
again?
Yeah.
I know you said you had a bunch of ideas.
I
Play
had a
Taylor
bunch
Swift.
of ideas for Joel and Ziara, but then
Yeah.
I was like, yo, is it really cool for me to be producing like reggaeton songs? Like,
Oh, God.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was just kind of like, I don't know.
You're okay, bro. The Latinos give you a stamp. But you're okay.
But yeah, but you know the thing, a lot of my ideas came from like 90s dance hall. So I was like,
Yeah.
yo, I mean, obviously a lot of the reggaeton is like 90s dance hall. But I was like, yo, there are these songs that we could redo, you know?
You giving people ideas right now.
I know.
man.
I wouldn't,
Yeah, this is
I wouldn't
that's
feel
yourself,
any
man.
type
they
of
gotta
way.
pay for this, man. They gotta pay for this.
I wouldn't feel any type of way if I were you about like appropriation or anything like that.
No, but it was just like kind of like, I don't know. I think
We were definitely riding a wave, that's for sure.
it was a good feeling though, right?
If you're gonna accuse us of anything, it's
You're
gonna be,
trendy.
like, riding. Yeah, it was very trendy, but it was also kind of like
And it's not done
in
in malice.
jest a
you know.
bit
Yeah.
because it was like
Exactly.
joking. It was a DJ joke. It was like
Yeah.
an inside DJ.
yeah.
It was by DJs for DJs.
I mean, the only way I could release something is like a DJ joke. Like the Break My Soul was kind of a DJ joke.
Yeah.
But it,
know?
Yeah.
but the non-road podcast version
Yeah.
was a pretty serious DJ edit.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. But it only works to me if there's like an underlining joke with it. Because if I take it too seriously, then I'm gonna be like SPYDATEK and overanalyzing it.
And not ever put shit
Yeah.
up.
Oh,
Like,
no,
you know.
I'm just not like that.
Like the Playback Bunny, you had very low expectations about. You were like, I don't know what the fuck this is. You were like when we were making it, you were like, like
Well, I look at everything as like a challenge, especially with making beats. I love learning new genres of music and like trying to figure out the different sounds and making it sound authentic. So to me, it's just like an exercise. Like I want to learn to make this style of music just to learn everything about it. The right sounding drums, the right sounding synthesizers. So it's like a tool, like an exercise for me to become a better beat maker.
That part.
And that's actually, if you're trying to learn how to get into making music, you should just try to copy like styles and other artists and just try to pick the right sounds. That's the hardest part.
yeah. I mean, the toughest part right now is like when you're learning something, you have to copy.
Yeah.
Like you have to copy from the best, and then there's this great feeling when you can recreate something that you loved, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like there's also the internet now. So like all of these like young producers who copy and do all of these things, they're kind of like showcasing everything they make. So there's like they're showing the development,
Right.
and sometimes that just kind of also, I don't know. I feel like it's
I-
a bad look when the first time you're hearing about a producer, they're emulating another producer.
I feel
you
like
know?
like when I started, mimicking other producers, when I was learning how to chop samples, listening to DJ Premier, I would remake like a lot of his shit. But I wasn't putting it out there. I would put out the other stuff I was making, in conjunction with that. But I wasn't putting out any like the remakes or anything that sounded like DJ Premier. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a step too far. I think,
Yeah, you don't want to be like a copycat.
Right,
I'm just
right,
saying
right.
to use it as a tool to teach yourself how
Till
to.
you find your sound.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, but like
Not even that, but just to teach yourself the mechanics of it, like
That's-
how to
right.
make music on a computer.
Yeah, but the way kids are nowadays, or anyone, they got to
Put everything.
They they're like you, TRAYZE. They put everything out.
Content over everything.
You just have like 20 years ahead of them of just kind of honing it in,
There's that. That's
But then
the
there's like,
advantage.
I guess my question with the Piano situation with all the remixes
Yeah.
is it kind of dilutes.
Right.
It dilutes the sound of it.
Yeah.
And it makes it played out and oversaturated. But
Yeah.
then when I speak to MoMA, he's like, we're not playing those edits.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Playing Amapiano.
Yeah, we're playing like the real shit.
Yeah.
Right.
So like all of these edits that we're hearing with Maroon 5 or whoever the fuck, or like Drake rapping on it from
You're not hearing that every day.
Yeah.
No.
He's like, we're not playing that shit, so it's not gonna dilute the culture
Right.
for us. It might dilute it on like a commercial top 40 level.
Yeah, I was gonna say it
Right.
might do
like
that.
in those regular rooms, but he's
Yeah.
like, it's not fucking with our shit, our everyday people or any of these like
Yeah.
Yeah, because from what I hear, you know, parties like Everyday People, Everything Nice, you know, basically all of the East Coast parties, they're not really rocking with any of that
No.
shit. They're the only concern I have heard about it, because most of those parties aren't really on the West Coast like that, other than Everyday People, and that's, you know, only here and there. Is like the other parties where I wouldn't say like the selection, but like selection-esque parties,
Right.
where they do play Amapiano, and instead of them bringing like, you know, an Amapiano producer, they're just bringing other producers that kind of plays this watered down version of it, which, you know,
right.
to them, it's, to people that come from Amapiano, they feel a little offended only because they want to be invited into those spaces where they are playing their type of music, you know, which I understand.
I heard Leah.
Yeah.
I've heard that conversation before.
Yeah.
That it's just, like you're using all of the remixes and the sounds
Right.
from this genre, but you're not kind of like embracing any of the people that make
Right.
real shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like only these certain edits and remixes.
Yeah. So it kind of leaves an area untouched, and it those producers aren't being invited into those spaces. So it's kind of like a missed opportunity, and a missed opportunity for growth for those producers that make Amapiano.
I think for someone like me,
Yeah.
of those edits, we're only talking about like the nice, tasteful ones, not the Maroon 5 joints. Of the tasteful edits, they're a great way to make that style of music palatable for a top 40 crowd, and
Right.
to introduce them to, like, I use those types of remixes, and including the ones that I make, as a segue into like a Cheyenne Pepe or like an actual Amapiano song.
Yeah.
So you can like play, like sandwich them back to back. So it's like a song they know in the new style, then the song of that style, and then you're on a song.
No, and that's exactly it. Like,
It's a tool.
you know, when I'm playing like clubs, you know, when I am able to kind of deviate, and I feel like there's a section where I can play some Amapiano, I can't play original Amapiano tracks in a club like that.
No.
It's going to lose the room. But those mainstream Amapiano edits, obviously I play them, you know, it definitely depends on the record, but you know, what is it? The Nelly Hot in Here?
That's a banger.
Yeah, banger Amapiano
Fucking
record.
banger.
I play
It's,
that in the club.
Naked,
Yeah,
and
naked,
something.
yeah. I play that. I play that record, and that works. That works in the room, and it helps me segue to either if I want to play some like Afrobeat,
yeah.
or if I can go to like Dembow or something like that. There's a way for me to seg, but like there's no way I would be able to play original Amapiano in a club.
Yeah.
Like there's just no way. So it's kind of it's like a necessary evil, but I definitely try to be wary of the type of edits I do play. Like if it leans way too much into the corn, I'm just like nah, I'm not doing it.
I also feel like there's like a trend. Like I always tell MoMA this, like Amapiano and Afro beats have become like the new R&B for like for restaurants and lounges.
I heard you guys
it's
talk
like,
about this.
It's like the perfect background music.
Yeah,
Because a lot of it's like chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Very
super
chill.
vibey. It's super vibey, chill.
Almost
sexy.
sleepy, some of it.
You think so?
Especially the stuff that's like the like lower than 100. There's a lot of it that's very sleepy sounding.
Right. A little bit, but it still has that energy, that light.
Yeah.
I think what you're talking about, there's just no kind of like aggressive bottom end.
It's
Yeah.
music to eat to, not music to shake your ass to.
I mean it
but they
depends on
shake their ass to
where
it.
you're at.
It depends where you at.
It depends on where you're at.
It's all situational, of course.
I got a question. There was a tweet from Eccentric, and I want to get your guys' take on this. since you guys are producer, editors, remixers.
Here we go.
All right.
He's on the Mount Rushmore too.
So his tweet was, he said, "We're living in a boiler room era where people are getting big from playing other people's edits and remixes. Best believe you better tag us who make y'all sets fire." And
He's not wrong.
No.
But at the same time, you know, DJs are under no obligation to tag anyone.
Right.
right. But let's talk about what he's talking about, this boiler room era.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
No,
talk
we,
about that.
we talked about it earlier, and I kind of put it to him like this: the level of where our reach as DJs, especially like if you do like a boiler room, is a lot different than it's been in any year prior. You know, certain clips will go viral, and you know, usually it's because of the energy of the room in conjunction with the track that's being played.
Right.
And a lot of the times, because sometimes I'll come across those videos, I'll be like, yo, what track is that? I won't see the name of the track. And then, you know, sometimes a lot of people will be asking, yo, what's the ID? What's the ID? What's the track? And you'll see the DJs just like the comments. They won't say what it is. And come to find out, a lot of those DJs didn't make the track that they're asking for. You know, that people are asking for. So
you're saying there's this underlying implication that, oh, I kind of made it, and I'm keeping it to myself.
And yeah, they're gatekeeping pretty much.
Yeah.
You know,
This sounds like it goes back to back in the days when like
where they used to cover the label.
Flash and the old school DJs used to cover the labels.
Yeah.
So nobody could see what record's being played.
Right.
I mean, it's the same thing on Serato, AM mode, where he will blank out the track that he's playing.
Yeah,
There's a really interesting reply in that thread. It's like all the way at the bottom. And some guy, I don't know who it is, he said that something along the lines of the general public consuming these types of viral clips, they see the DJ on the screen, or even if it's live, they see the DJ at the show or at the club or the festival. They see them up there, they see them playing the song, and in the basic consumer viral clip mind, they immediately associate that person with that song, so they think, oh, that's their song. And what he said specifically in the reply was that they think that it's being done live by the DJ at the moment. And what kind of screws that up for everybody is when you see a boiler room from a guy like Predigan, who's actually doing the songs live, and then you see like a regular one, somebody just like DJing the shit.
No, and there's some truth to that, because
people think it's them.
There's a video clip of the DJ Joy-T, right?
Yeah, Joy-T, yeah.
She went viral for a track, and that track was actually produced by Matthias, DC.
Yeah.
So when she would share,
It was the
I forgot what track. I think it was
Escobar.
Beyonce, right?
Escobar
It's
with
Heated.
Escobar
Yeah,
with Heated,
Heated,
Beyonce,
yeah.
which
Yeah.
which we said is like
Banger.
one of the best
Banger.
one of the best remixes ever.
Yeah. So she would share, say, hey, yo, Matthias made this track or whatever. And then when Matthias would share it, and when he would share his video clip of him playing it, other people would start jumping on and be like, yo, that's Joy-T's track and this and that. So there is some weird.
It's so weird. And people love to like die on a hill for someone they don't even know.
Right.
But you can't control that.
No.
Of course.
Yeah,
But
but
that's
I feel like
that's the weirdo corner of the internet.
But yeah, I feel like that's just
a big
that's
ass
a
corner.
part of like the internet. And
Right. Yeah, that's gonna
when you
live.
put something out there, someone's always gonna think they know more than the other
Right.
person. When they don't know anything, you know.
Especially
that's-
behind a keyboard.
Yeah, and that's one side of it. But the other side of it is the other DJs that bother to gatekeep that, you know, that name of that song that they played. And the average person, which mostly people are commenting, they want to know the track so they can listen to it on their own time.
Yeah.
And you know, it could help the other producers, you know, get traffic to possibly get more gigs, or make some more money on their Bandcamp or Patreon or something like that. So I mean, I do understand both sides of it. I don't think, you know, people need to be tagging DJs every time, but I feel like if it gets enough notoriety where it gets viral, for sure, you know, share the name if you didn't make it.
Yeah. But they're not obligated to do so.
No.
Yeah.
And, you know, speaking of Matthias specifically, he just did the Boiler Room in D.C. last week.
Look crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Crazy. He killed it. And I was on his Instagram, and, man, he had like 100 stories of people shooting little shots of him at the show.
Yeah.
And he went out of his way to tag me in like 2 of them of some songs of mine that he played.
Right.
And that was really cool, but he didn't have to do that.
No, but I think it's kind of like, I think most DJs know, who understand and been around. If they're using another person's edit, they just tag them as a courtesy to be like, yo, this is his edit, but also to like share the love. Like, yo, I killed this shit, but I also killed it with his edit or her edit.
If you're gonna go out of your way to post a clip of yourself DJing at a boiler room, playing a song or edit that's not yours, yeah, you should take the extra 5 seconds and tag the person.
I see that.
This isn't 5 years ago or 10 years ago.
Anything.
The name of the game is way different than what it used to be. So any clip that goes viral, it's people do want to know. You know, people want to know the name of the songs, and I feel like there should be a courtesy that goes along with it to share who made it if you didn't make it yourself. You know what I mean?
I mean, that helped Eccentric out with the Beyonce
exactly
remix. When that shit went viral and everybody was playing it. I'm sure,
and that shit got murky for a bit because remember, other dude tried to claim like he made it. So
as well,
you know, like there's a lot that goes along with that could be helpful for people.
Yeah,
I go out of my way to send edits out to a list of DJs to play my stuff out in
like high profile DJs.
Yeah, or tastemakers, or friends, or DJs that I like and I like their style and I like their sets, or to get my music into certain rooms that I can't get into, just to have my stuff there. In the hopes that I'll maybe get a clip or a reel or some kind of video or maybe blow up off an edit or anything.
I think we're also missing how beautiful it is that people actually want to know where these edits are coming from.
Right.
You know, I think this is like not a situation that was happening 5 years ago.
No.
You know, so I think it's kind of a great, it's like a good transition, right? It feels like we're in a transition period.
Yeah.
Where like the consumers aren't getting enough information about the product, but the product is there and they want the product.
Right, because a lot of people are, you know, a lot of people that aren't in club culture, they're just regular club goers and things like that. They're stuck on Spotify. They don't know about SoundCloud and Patreon and Bandcamp and all that shit.
I told him one of the dudes that's killing it on that is the guy from New York, Shu G, on Instagram.
The videos,
every little like mashup or mix or even the most like basic thing that he does, he has a link to it on the reel to go to his website and buy the edit.
That's
killing it. Just like capitalizing on that person that wants to know what the song is. And he's built that into like 500,000 followers.
Yeah, and he has a massive following on TikTok.
And to boot, he's really fucking good.
Yeah, he's great.
So you want him to win because he's so good at it.
Yeah. And he's created this great formula. That's just like, that's very simple for the consumer, makes it accessible.
Nostalgic, new, together,
But for him, he's getting way out in front of it, saying like, even with like one comment, like, can I download this anywhere? Or like, I've seen on his comments for like, is this on Spotify? And he'll be like, no, but you can grab it here.
Very smart.
Well, I feel like there is this like learning curve that like the consumer hasn't understood yet, but I feel like it's going to be, it's automatic right now. There's the demand for it.
Yeah.
There just isn't the right platform that's open enough for all of you guys to showcase your edits and have it be available, because everything is so spread out now. It's either Bandcamp, SoundCloud, YouTube.
And a lot of it is just spread out mainly because of copyright.
Yeah, 99% of what we're doing is definitely skating around the law. And the only ones that are the legit ones are like the Sage with the Coil Array, or Eccentric got the Wetter joint sign.
But that requires,
that's like the 0.01% of the editor,
which is a shame though, right?
Right.
Because
it's a huge missed opportunity for the labels who could be monetizing all this stuff and just cleaning up,
but also working with all this unseen talent that's out there, like all you editors,
A&Rs that are listening. This is a huge miss.
But I think it's the artist. I think the ignorance is on the artist.
It's their team.
It's the artist and their team.
Why is it on the artist?
Because the artist just doesn't give a fuck. Like
a lot of them don't.
A lot of the artist doesn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And then I think number two, it's their team that doesn't give a fuck and doesn't know.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think there's just that ignorance. But like Coil Ray, she put out what, like 2 or 3
Yeah,
remixes
the
that.
Busta one and the
Maxi
Jersey
single.
Club.
Yeah.
Who knows if that was her
And
or
the
if that was
Tokisha.
her team? And
I
I
mean-
think it's an important point to say that you got to have a team so the artist can be artist minded
Right.
and the team can be business minded. And when you come together,
I think it's her too, though. She's
maybe I don't
so
I don't-
open.
I don't know her like that.
Nah.
so-
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like willing to try anything that sticks.
Right.
She's like,
She's
oh,
Benzino's
man.
kid,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, she shot a video for the Jersey Club remix.
yeah,
So
she's just like, yo, let's double down on this shit. Let's like, she's like ready to work, and that's why I
Yeah.
fuck with her.
But
Like,
maybe that's
yeah.
Benzino in her ear, or because she
I
comes
don't think
from that family.
Benzino's
I
like
don't
a
think
part of
Benzino
that
had
shit
anything
at
to
all.
do with her,
Like, they
with her
don't
music.
They don't do anything.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think she'd be doing well if Benzino was
I'm not gonna say that.
because they were beefing and shit. Like
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
talking shit. Like he's like, yeah, they're completely separate. But she has a good team.
Yeah.
And then Beyonce has an amazing team.
Right.
So that
got a squad.
that eccentric remix, I know she was on top of that. Pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also went viral
Right.
to his credit, but also like I don't think a team that big has their ear that close to the street.
They do.
No, they do.
Yeah, a little bit, but the clip went viral. That's
Yeah.
how they came across it.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, but that
I
went
know-
viral for a couple of days though.
It went viral for
Like,
weeks. Like this shit went crazy on TikTok for a minute.
yeah, and that too, the sound got shared.
Yeah,
So
that's
that,
what I'm saying. It
you
went
know,
viral. It went viral forever.
Yeah. I mean, Beyonce's team is on it.
Yeah.
Like I've heard stories where they're on it to like, they're very meticulous. They see everything.
Okay.
So like if they're like, you got to let's make sure you don't tweet any like anti-Beyonce shit
No, and
or say anything like that.
no.
You good.
And I'm not. I'm giving more credit to Eccentric's work going viral than I am to her team
Yeah.
having their ear so close to the ground to pick up on an edit like that before it went viral.
Right.
That's the point.
Yeah. Here's a response from Jyoti, who was responding to Eccentric about the whole Boiler Room set to not a producer's not getting tagged.
Okay.
Jyoti said, as someone who constantly makes my favorite producer SoundCloud and Bandcamps blow up over the last few years, I actually don't mention the song itself in my TikTok, so people ask. I always direct them, and the interaction makes the algorithm, and therefore the song pops off even more.
Right.
Sure.
Oh, that's
She's
smart.
not wrong.
No,
Yeah.
she's right. She's right.
And it's the second part. And then again, I've been doing weekly radio for 8 years and do regular Twitch streams, etc. So I think I'm more comfortable knowing that people are aware that I live for spreading other people's work and music. I think.
She definitely does.
yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I think it's a hand in hand thing. I think some DJs are gonna get it.
Right.
And they're going to tag the producers, and some DJs aren't going to get it.
Yeah, well, she's
they might
business-
just find it,
Yeah,
disposable.
she's business minded, so she understands.
Right.
how
And
to-
she's
how to
also
work.
right to distinguish between those three different arenas.
Right.
The Twitch world and the radio world, you have more time to like backfill, like, oh, and that was an edit from so-and-so, and here's an edit from X, Y, and Z. Whereas on the social media reels, you don't have time to like go through all that in-depth
No, but
cataloging and
she's right
tagging
about
and
the
stuff.
algorithm because I shared
yeah.
a video on TikTok. I didn't put who made it. When I started getting asked about it, I put it was an I Marquise edit, and then like I started getting asked about it, and then that shit went from 30, maybe like 20 to 30 to 40, and now the shit's up at like 70K.
Yeah.
likes on TikTok. So
Yeah.
she's right about the algorithm because people want to know who made it.
Yeah.
You know, and I never was like, oh well, I don't know.
I think the biggest mistake that people make on Instagram or even Twitter is like replying to comments.
Right.
Just let the comments.
Yeah.
Let it live.
It's a good time to grow. It's a good time to grow.
Right.
Like unless you're like acknowledging them in like a positive way, they're like, "Yo, I love your shit," and you're like,
Right.
"Thank you."
Thank you, yeah.
But if they're like shitting on it, let them shit on it.
Yeah.
Because your followers are gonna defend you.
Yeah.
Just let your followers defend you. Let the people correct people. Let them educate them.
I agree with that, but I thought it was like part of the algorithm rule that if you did start to engage with the positive comments or really any comment, that it does attract more.
I think
viewers.
it does,
Okay.
but I think it's also like even with Road podcasts, right? When we post a video, people will comment. Some of them I'm like itching to just reply and be like, "You don't know what you're talking about."
It's like easy up, buddy. Easy up.
But the thing is,
easy
like,
killer.
if I start knocking people down that follow us, that comment, it's like they feel less inclined to comment because they're going to get corrected.
Right.
But if they have an engagement with some other DJ or somebody else,
That isn't you.
it becomes a forum.
Right.
So it's like, oh, like eliminate us from like, we're not going to monitor anything. We're not going to delete comments.
Yeah, go off.
We're just going to just go off on the comments, say what you want to say.
Keep
yeah,
going.
live how you live, or like say what you want to say. Kind
And
of shit.
this goes back to like any kind of music making too, even not just like posting stuff online, but anytime I make music, I always remember like older interviews with artists where they'll be interviewed about their song, like what were you thinking when you made this song, or like what inspired you, or like what direction. And the best answer in my opinion is that the artists that are like, I make the music and I put it out, and it's like, if you love it, you love it. If you hate it, you hate it.
Yep.
They're not gonna police that opinion commenting,
Because it's art at the end of the day. It depends on how people. Some people are gonna love it. Some people are gonna hate it. It is what it is. Tyler the Creator is very like that. He just makes music that makes him happy and makes music that sounds sonically good. He puts it out. If it's not for you, it's not for you.
Right.
If it's for you, it's for you.
There was actually another comment that was kind of calling Eccentric a crybaby. So like, well, like
if anything, he might have come across as
Let me
like
read
a
it.
little
Let me read
bitter, but
yeah, I'll read it real
that's
quick.
one interpretation.
Yeah, I'll read it. It says, for me, if I don't go viral pushing my own edit and someone else does, then they got that. You know, their media did something mine didn't do. Regardless, it's my edit. They can find the source that download it. It's crybaby energy to me. Keep creating.
Yeah, and I had replied
to him.
Yeah, they said
no,
that to
it was
Eccentric.
yeah. So I had replied to that, and I basically broke it down because I think she misconstrued it. It wasn't geared towards the viral moments. It was geared towards, you know, the DJs replying to the people, letting people know what track it was, and then after I let her know, she understood exactly what I was trying to say. After that, after you know, it's a dialogue. It creates a dialogue.
I thought what Eccentric replied to her was kind of foul.
Like it's they came in.
What did he say?
Hold on, SPYDATEK. What did you say, Cricket?
He said you're gonna cry when you're left out in the dust when that big opportunity comes by. Having that, I'm just happy to be here. Energy, you know, you should eat too.
And like she just misunderstood the conversation, and it was me engaging in dialogue. I didn't come at her foul. I wasn't trying to do any of that.
Yeah.
I thought the way that he came at her, and then I think it was somebody else that came at her, they're completely out of line. You know, it doesn't have to be all like that. You know what I'm saying? Like just
Well, isn't the whole thing that sparked this was some guy made a tweet about how making a mashup is easy and anybody can
no. He made that in response to Eccentrics. Yeah, he just
I thought it was the other way around.
He just
By the way,
was
making a mashup
that's
is not easy.
But it is though, and that's the
to
whole.
you, motherfucker.
if you
This
understand.
guy's, but this guy's.
Making a good one.
That's
That's what I'm saying.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm not saying making a mashup, an ass mashup is hard. I'm saying anybody could do it.
Look. Anyone can make a mashup. Even making a good mashup isn't hard. It's just about knowing like this doesn't sound good.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you know what I mean?
Or
Like,
it's in bad taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
that's what I'm
I've
saying.
heard so many.
That's what I meant.
Unfortunate-
Good mashup is hard to make. It's not that easy.
Dog, I heard one the other night.
No.
Here in
because-
Vegas,
Yeah.
it was Miley Cyrus Party in the USA over the Diwali rhythm, and I just wanted to leave the bar.
You see, that's not okay.
That sounds kind of dope. No, I want to hear that.
Someone send that to Never.
Horrible.
No.
Absolutely horrible.
But that's just that's someone that doesn't know, right? They just don't get it.
Just
Like,
poor taste.
It's just poor
Anybody
taste.
making statements about that shit's easy clearly hasn't survived the.
But it
the
can be
line.
easy. But it's really like if you just said like, yo, this kind of sounds like this song. What if I put that acapella over this song, and then you put it over, and you're like, oh my god, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, remember them
You can't-
LimeWire days where they put Tupac acapellas over everything?
No, but I'm saying like
Offbeat and shit.
there's certain
or
ones
like shifted the one half a bar the wrong way.
well they said there's certain ones that are like dope, and I know they were easy to make, and it was just kind of like
Right.
like the angels were
Yeah.
above, and they just guided it right, and it was just like sometimes it just happens like that.
Right.
Yeah, but a mashup can be easy to make. It's just really about
I
like
don't
taste.
think so.
You know what I'm saying? Because in the end, you're just matching BPM.
Right.
In a way, yeah, but it takes time to learn how to make a good one.
And some of the
it's not even taking time to learn how to good. Like I could spend a week on it and not make a good mashup. Like,
But some of the
it's about
best
taste.
ideas
It's about taste.
are in the best taste, and those best ideas are normally the ones that make you say, why didn't I think of that?
Right.
True.
I mean, I think the best one is really taking a mashup and then just showcasing it in a completely different way that changes the energy of it, like what Eccentric did with Cuff It,
Right.
Which is basically like a classics boogie song, like that sounded like an '80s R&B song, and then he turned it into like a fucking 2000 slow jam,
And I think
That was a good one.
So like it's about taking something that's labeled one way and seen as one thing, and then twisting it and being like, oh shit, I didn't know that could work either. Like,
and by all means, he should get credit for reimagining that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think that was easy. I think that was
Well, it could have just been like,
You know
like,
what's not easy about it? It's getting to that level of taste. That's not easy.
That's what I'm saying. It's not.
That's not easy.
no. But I'm saying like
But the mechanics of it is easy.
I mean, you putting one song and another song,
Yeah, but
in
mechanics
Garage
of-
Band,
yeah, it's easy.
that's easy. Yes.
no,
of
but
course.
I'm saying, Jamie, there's all of these tools that help you. Like there's like literally like the keys of everything.
None of
so you
that's-
can literally check BPMs and the keys
Right.
of things and just put songs together that are in the same key.
And even then, none of that shit will ever
Give you good taste.
give you good taste.
Right.
Or give you the knowledge.
But you can get lucky.
No, or give you the knowledge.
You can get lucky.
as far as like going back into your library of music.
Right.
Like
Because what early 20s kids know about Wetter?
Yeah.
that's true.
that was like an 08 song. Yes.
Right.
I mean, I barely knew about it.
You didn't know that Twisted
What?
song?
I'm just like, what the, it's cool.
That's a classic.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a big
cool.
one.
No, I mean the song itself.
Yeah.
The what I'm like, it's cool. It's cool.
It's all right.
For us, it's like cool.
Nothing to write home about.
Yeah. But the remix itself was like, oh, that was great.
Yeah.
To me, that was genius.
Nope.
But the song alone, Wetter, I'm just like, that's cool.
The hook was bigger than what the song was. That's why.
The Lil Wayne freestyle over it was bigger than actually.
Wayne? Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I gotta look that up.
Well, like for example, that recent Drake and SZA song, right? Slime on You.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
Slime on You.
I'm not
I know it's
Slime me out.
Yeah, slime
Slime
you
You
out.
Out.
Yeah, slime you out.
Slime you out or something.
I've
like
heard
that.
so many edits of that, and none of it is on beat. Like people are catching, it's not on beat.
It's really slow.
Well, no. Like the way Drake's cadence is, it's really
weird.
it's just like it's kind of on more of like a swing beat kind of energy.
Yeah.
Do you know like a Sweet Escape? You know what I'm talking about?
I
Like,
mean, is it better than his verse on that J Hus?
I kind of like his verse on J,
I-
even though it never ends.
It never ends, bro, and it gets a little bit offbeat.
Maybe don't play me.
Yeah.
No. It just
He's
keeps going
definitely
on.
freestyling.
Yeah.
That's a fire song too, but he's definitely freestyling for a while there.
No, but it was just like there's been all these edits and none of it is on beat.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where, it goes really with taste to just hear it be like, nah, this isn't it. Whereas like some people will just put it out.
I
you know?
listened once and I was like, it's not for me.
Leave it
It's
alone.
not for
Yo.
me to like try to do anything.
That reminds me of every edit of Don Toliver, No Idea, I came across on SoundCloud. All of them always start his verse off beat. Like he's on a whole different different cadence
Right.
than the original record. Like some of it sounds good that way, but
No.
they couldn't catch the pocket on a lot of them. I
Unless
heard.
your edit is like really, really good, where you can like start a song off beat,
Yeah.
and it becomes like a swing song,
Right,
or
right,
something
right.
like crazy. Then I'm just like, yo, you really kind of killed it on this one. But most of the time, like motherfuckers fuck that shit up.
Yeah.
But that's a song, and if anything, that's a song that does need to get remixed.
Nah.
Slime on You.
I mean, I haven't even.
Well, you're saying like we don't need to play it in the club.
No,
But
no.
I'm saying the song itself needs.
Yeah, if I have to overthink it or like think hard to get inspired, move on.
Yeah.
Move on. Right.
Yeah.
Or come back to it later if I'm like really bored.
What was that one record with the Daft Punk sample? That one, I've been getting requests for that one a lot.
Circle
Yeah.
Survival.
Really?
Yeah.
That
yeah.
one broke. Like that was the one that I was like, this shit is never gonna pop.
I thought the same thing.
Now
too.
it's starting to pop.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's crazy.
No
I-
fucking way. Are you serious?
I promise you.
Bro, do you know how many edits came out with that for that
Shit
song?
ton.
Like
I don't need
every
any.
editor was like, oh my god, Daft Punk.
Exactly. that was an editor's wet dream, bro.
I have to take a stab at this. And they were all different.
Yeah.
I don't.
I
Need
think
none of that.
I have 8 of them in my fucking.
Every time I see that, I go that way.
Yeah.
Oh,
On purpose. And in fact, with the stuff for all the stuff I do for DJ's City, I'll even ask him and like Mark, shout out to Sir Marcus. He'll even tell me like, we want you to go more left field. We have enough dudes going this way. We want you to go that way.
Right.
Just to mix it up a little bit.
I feel like this episode's becoming like, what's that skateboarder's name where he just watches videos? He's
Rob
on MTV.
Dyrdek?
It's like becoming like
Vob.
yeah, Rob
Rob
Dyrdek.
Dyrdek.
But what's
It's like ridiculousness.
It's like ridiculousness. Except we're just going on DJ Twitter and we're commenting on DJ Twitter.
The shit with Chanel, that chick Chanel.
Yeah, Chanel West Coast.
Yeah. He's Chanel. Right? Jamie is Chanel.
God damn.
But it feels like that. We're just commenting on DJ Twitter. Well, here's another DJ tweet.
Here's another tweet.
So what's next? What tweet can we talk about next?
Yeah.
I have a really good one too.
Oh, you do?
Really good one.
Well, you
Which one? Yeah, what is it?
Well, Pedro Knight, who does Adobo
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
DC,
In DMV, yeah.
he tweeted the other day that a client of his tried to finesse him into doing their wedding and
That shit was
told him
crazy.
I saw
like
that.
10 months earlier that he was going to be DJing a cocktail party.
Yeah.
And then like a week before the gig, she's like, oh, I'm going to have some special songs and dances and announcements. And then it came out that it was a wedding.
That's crazy.
Then
man.
it went deeper in it, and I think it was Mighty Move said there's a whole thread on Reddit of wedding clients, brides and grooms, that are using this tactic to finesse wedding DJs
Wow.
doing their weddings for cheaper by telling them it's not a wedding, and then springing it on them on the last minute. Oh, by the way,
Jesus Christ.
That's crazy. Man.
That's crazy.
That's a great finesse, though.
That's
isn't
a
it?
great tactic.
yeah, but
Not mad
the
at
ball
Eddie.
is not in their court there.
Nah.
You're the DJ. You could just be like, I'm good.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, the invoice. The invoice is everything.
You know, you can like sue me for breach of contract. Oh, and by the way, I'm keeping your deposit.
Yeah. Yeah, he said
playing that shit.
he said he updated the invoice and she was not about it. She was like, "Nah, okay." So he was like, "Okay, cool." You know, he went home. I think he got another gig or some shit.
You can't do that to people. Sorry, we have the upper hand there.
I just won't show up.
Yeah, facts.
I think it's kind of interesting, though.
That's an interesting, like,
You know,
tactic for sure.
I mean, it's kind of like, is there any?
What a shitty way to get a discount.
Now I'm thinking, because I got booked to do a holiday party.
There's like, listen,
And I'm like,
I'm all about clever ways of getting a discount.
Yeah.
But that's grimy.
I think the red flag is 10 months out for a private event.
No.
That's a
Oh,
little
for
crazy.
weddings, it's a year and a half.
Crooked,
Yeah.
I'm booked for like July, June weddings for next year already.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
But that's what I'm saying.
Weddings
That's
is
the
a
red-
year out.
No,
easy.
but that's what I'm saying. If it's a private event, and
Right.
it's 10 months ahead. That's a little bit of a
Yeah.
red flag.
Oh yes, sure.
That's
Right?
true.
Oh,
Cocktail party DJ, you could book
In 10
that
months?
like 30 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Okay,
like that's
sure.
like maybe
But I also-
2 months out, 3 months out.
But you should definitely
You're
ask-
absolutely right. Actually, I didn't think of that. That's a huge
If someone's booking you for more than 6 months or 8 months, if it's more than 6 to 8 months, it's probably a wedding or something big.
Yeah.
That requires
a big holiday.
a lot of
party or
planning,
some shit
yeah.
like that.
something
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. So that already is a red flag.
That's diabolical. But it's something like that to do that shit, man.
I usually ask for a venue, where's it happening, if I can get a visual what's happening.
I mean, there's so many things. You got to ask how many people.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know, what's the venue?
Because you need how much sound you need, there's a lot of shit.
I think it's really about how many people are going to be there, though.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's also the greatest thing that I've been doing some private events and people have been hitting me for weddings. I don't want to do them. Like, I don't want to do them.
Yeah.
So then, like, my agent will be like, what's it going to take for you to do this? And I'll just give them some crazy fucking amount.
And
You
they'll
give
pay.
them the fuck off price.
Yeah. The fuck is that? Yeah, the fuck
And
off
that's
price.
a luxury for us. Is like if you don't want to do it, you give them the price that's so high that if they bite, it's a big bag.
Yo, I've
But
done,
yeah, do it.
I've done that. Yeah.
It's not,
I do it all the time.
I've done that so
and
often.
it's not even that I don't want to do it. I just know it's going to take a lot of work to
Right.
do it because I don't do it normally. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a usual thing for me to do.
Yeah.
So I'm just been like, all right, for me to prepare for that shit, I got to really prepare
not
for
worth
that.
doing.
And I
Go
don't
do all
know.
that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah.
So this is my, what is it, fuck off price?
Yeah, fuck off price.
But people like
People
pay,
bite.
People
Yeah.
pay for
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I did an event recently, and like literally the dude came up to me. He's like, "Yeah, I would have paid you more," and I was like, "Don't tell me that."
Yeah, you fuck off.
I
What a weird thing to say.
where he said, like, he was like, your fuck off price really wasn't even a fuck off for me.
No, bro, that happened to me recently.
That shit was like a happy meal.
Did he tell you before or after the gig?
After he was done.
Well, so the other thing that I was gonna think about saying in response to that tweet was that that's a great case for just having standardized price. Like, here's my hourly rate,
Right.
no matter what.
I don't know though. Wedding is different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wedding's different.
it's a
If
whole
I
different
like
caliber.
you, I might
Yeah.
not charge you as much. I don't know.
Wedding is like wardrobe change.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to wear a suit.
Yeah.
All this
You
shit.
gotta watch how you act.
You gotta give you a playlist to play.
Yeah.
Maybe like at a minimum, you should have an hourly rate.
No, you definitely
Right.
have
For
afterwards.
private events, not for like homie shit or clubs or like cool parties.
But even still, you want to capitalize off of the most.
You definitely
off
want
of
to.
as much as you can. That's why you're fishing your agent, or you have to fish for like the information,
Yeah.
and then there are red flags that show you like, oh, what 500 people? No,
Yeah.
this is corporate.
This is
This is some corporate. Oh, it's at this venue. That's a corporate event,
Right.
So you're already paying for this, and blah 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 and all that. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. You're gonna get what you're gonna get. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're gonna do it,
And on the client side, you definitely get what you pay for.
yeah,
Real
for
shit.
sure.
Real shit.
1000%.
Yep.
There was a recent. Well, back to my, next on ridiculousness.
That's gonna be the name of the title: Ridiculousness, featuring TRAYZE and SPYDATEK.
There's a tweet from a DJ, J Spring, and he said, "For all the open format DJs who play 4 hours a night, has there been a period in time that's easier than right now? When it comes to keeping your crowd engaged for the entire night. Not a humble brag, and yes, I still have some ups and downs." But just so many tunes that go over well now. Pretty ironic, too, when you consider people's diminishing attention spans as well as lack of new music being played in open format clubs. But this era of 2000s and 2010s classics, throwbacks, is probably the most fun that I've had in a while playing.
I just noticed like one little maybe flaw of his in that tweet was that it's the lack of new music. I play a ton of new music.
Right.
A ton.
Same.
So he's not wrong, but maybe he's also not.
He's off
meaning.
base. I mean, there is some truth to what he's saying, but not everything. Like we can get away with a lot of older shit now, like a lot of the cheesy joints.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good new music coming out, and I play a lot of new music in my sets.
And maybe he's just in a good mood that like everything's working, and that's great.
And he's definitely not playing a lot of different cities because a lot of these different cities are not the same.
And I know that dude's been DJing for like
Damn,
20 years.
you guys are being tough on this guy. J Spring.
I'm being real.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
I know he's been DJing for like 20 years.
But you do agree with him, though. That
To a certain extent.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot more that's working.
Well,
Yeah.
over the past year, we've been talking about this, how just throwbacks have been bigger than
Our
ever.
biggest songs
Yeah.
during the night.
I mean, there are definitely bigger responses to these older songs
Yeah.
than ever before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking
And-
firework goes off
And yeah,
crazy
and-
still.
Yeah, and these songs were not. A lot of these songs weren't relevant 3 to
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Nah.
No.
So this is like a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Like for like Pitbull Hotel Room to be like a massive big room hit right
I
now.
know.
Right.
Yeah. Who
It's
would have thought?
insane. Like it's kind of. But then someone was saying how Hotel Room is big, but Shake isn't.
Steve Wonder.
Oh
said
no,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, Steve Wonder.
Shake,
Yeah,
shake,
Shout out to Steve Wonder.
Shake does not work.
But Shake It does work, but like on an earlier level.
Yeah.
But not like a prime
No,
time
no.
1 a.m. level.
Yeah.
But our viral clips
But Pitbull,
directing a lot
I mean,
of that?
Hotel was a bigger song than Shake, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
When it came, I mean,
I think so.
it was in more rooms. I feel like
No, yeah,
Yeah.
because
I don't know.
Shake came out what 07, 08?
Bro,
Yeah.
I want to say
Hotel
Shake,
Room was a way bigger song.
I think Shake was kind of maybe a
Ho-
little bigger.
No, way.
Hotel
No
was
way.
his,
Nah.
Hotel was
No
at
way.
its prime, bro. Hotel was at like 2010.
And it had the sample. Everyone
Yeah.
knows that.
Yeah.
See me at the whole. Yeah, no.
But Shake was one
And
of
no,
the.
there's that.
Shake was big, but not as big.
I think I'm thinking
There's
of it
even
as,
that viral song that's like Friday, Saturday. You know that one?
yeah. But they made a song out of that.
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's the point. It's a bigger song.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying the sample is bigger. The
Yeah.
song
So
is
the whole
the
everything
sample-
about
the
it's
sample
more
makes
the
well
song
known.
bigger.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking Shake was bigger because I think that was one of maybe Pitbull's really first hits.
Yeah, it
Outside
was.
of Kool-Aid.
Sure. Yeah.
After Kulo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was kind of one of those things that we were just like,
And,
yo,
and it had the dun da da dun dun.
yeah. Which was huge at that time. You could play the original sample.
Yeah.
Right.
He's riding all those 90s house hits.
Yeah, which is basically how he built his formula for club music.
Yeah.
Just follow.
It's basically
all
how
the
he
club-
did
He's
that.
still doing it.
How he did that Break My Soul edit.
Hotel room was bigger though.
Yeah, no.
The end.
I give it to you. It was a bigger record. Yeah, definitely. But no, in my head, I was thinking like Shake was, you know, I just keep remembering that. That
No,
was
it was
like,
a big song.
No, it was a
that
big
was like
song.
kind of the first
Yeah.
Pitbull joint
2005,
that
2006.
that like kind of put his name on the map, and we are just like, yo, this is like
Yep.
now he's like crossing over to like top 40.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, we would never think like that record would not have worked 2 years ago or even
No,
like,
no.
Oh, that
2019.
Early
No,
records or something.
You know what I'm saying?
Before
early
the
times.
But
pandemic.
even if you play that early, I look at you a little crazy. Just kind of like, yo,
depending, yeah, exactly. Depending on the
because
room.
that already kind of went to like corporate event,
Yeah.
Christmas party playlist,
Right.
Yeah.
That's also Pitbull.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. But you would never think that
Yeah, you weren't really
that
playing.
shit is hitting right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
not,
even
not in the club. No.
no, like even the fucking the Neo Pitbull is like
Yeah.
it is the biggest song.
No, yeah.
of like one of the biggest songs of the night.
That's such a
with like
classic.
Found Love.
That's crazy.
It is a classic, but it's just one of those things that like that shit was whack when you played it in 2017.
Oh yeah.
18.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's how
we
you
were
were
hot.
Yo,
Yeah,
you look
yeah,
like a fucking crumb like playing
Yo,
that shit. Even
I-
as an opener, you're playing that. I'm
Yeah.
just like, yo, what are you doing, yo?
I hadn't touched that record in fucking years up until like recently like that.
Right. There's a ton of those records though.
Yeah.
Yep.
That are coming out. We've been talking about it. So I think in that aspect, he's saying it's more fun now because I think everything's opened up a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, like top 40 cheesy music has
Yeah.
opened up, where it's just not like before. I think it was very separated.
I think
It
it's
was like,
crazy. I think it's crazy now because I seen another tweet where DJ was mentioning like newer records, but one of the records he mentioned that upset him that the opener played was No Hands. I'm like,
Which is the biggest.
He said-
track
Oh,
record
Oh,
right
I
now.
saw that shit.
Play that now. You're burning someone.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I was like,
That's always been big.
No, but it's huge right now.
I mean,
right
so
now
it's
it's mad.
right now,
It's huge.
that song always goes off though.
Yeah, it never fails.
It never.
Only the Wale verse.
The Wale verse.
I give you that, yeah.
No. I only play the Wale.
Can I tell you something? No Hands was up there with Cashing Out.
Yeah.
So it was, but Cashing Out was like a bigger song.
Yeah.
But No Hands over the years, it became like Back That Ass Up.
Right. Right.
Where it's
yeah.
just become like this, and like literally young white girls who just turned 21 are requesting No Hands. And then Taylor Swift.
It's
It
like
doesn't
the
make no
new.
sense.
Yo, but I didn't.
It's like the Gen Z Baby Got Back.
until I saw that tweet, I did not know it was a big deal for like I never got mad at an opener that played that song, and I've heard it plenty of times. I was just like, yo, there's so many songs bigger.
No, but it depends what room you in.
If you're
Also,
hip-hop
PS,
lover-
Really?
if you're
Yeah,
getting
because if you're in this like kind of like wider room,
Yeah.
and that's limiting the amount of hip hop you play,
Right.
You need that No Hands.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
But if you're getting mad at the opener burning you, your bag is not deep enough.
No, that's not true. No, I'm tired of that
disagree with you.
argument.
Womp.
You're just not a good opener.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
it.
yes, there's that
there's
too,
a
of
lot of
course.
those.
I
Yeah,
don't.
but stop defending the openers like you're not good. Like everyone's like, yo, let the opener cook. Like there's so much music. Yeah, but like you can say that to the opener.
Yeah,
There's so much
exactly.
music.
So much music. Why
Exactly.
you playing that now?
You know?
Exactly.
It's
You're not
just like,
wrong.
what are you
Yeah.
talking about? Like I flew out here. You live here. Like he like give me a little courtesy. Like, you know, like at least know the room you're in.
Yeah.
To not like play some of these hits.
Yeah, you don't have
You
to
know?
impress anybody.
Yeah,
I,
but
know, I recently got booked for an out of town gig, and I told the promoter, "Let me do the whole night by myself. I don't want to open it."
yeah.
I've done that.
I've been telling
I do that
motherfuckers
all the
that.
time, yeah.
Every time I go to Cali, I'm just like, yo, I'll do the whole fucking night.
Yeah.
I mean-
and then you pay me the same rate. Fuck
I'm
it.
just
I
like, yo,
wanna
pay
do
the
it.
opener, but I'll do the whole night. Just tell him to have stay home or do whatever, or like go to his
Come
second
watch
gig.
and learn.
Yeah.
It's not even watch and learn.
learn.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that.
Come take notes.
Nah, like dead ass. If I'm doing LA or something like that, for sure, I do not want an opener.
Yeah,
Such a short night.
They do not know how to open over there.
Such a short night.
it's just so
Hot take.
11 to 1:30.
Hey, I'm from LA. They do not know how to open
not-
in LA. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like it's just no. They're the worst. The Cali has some of the best DJs.
Yeah.
and worst openers.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yo, those slam mix 5 minutes before every hot song, no matter the BPM. Boom, boom, boom,
Yo,
boom,
just
boom.
just focus on making women dance.
Right.
If you're
Yeah.
opening, just focus on making women dance.
Exactly.
That's
That's
it.
That's all you have to do.
I'm hearing like the most hood records ever. But yo, it was really great having you guys here.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Trey, SPYDATEK, you know, on this episode of Ridiculousness. Just going through DJ tweets
That's pretty fun.
That's what we should call this, right? DJ Tweets.
DJ Tweets featuring
SPYDATEK and TRAYZE. All right.
Word.
Love you guys, man.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Let's go.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
If you want to watch more episodes from R.O.A.D Podcast, click either links on the left or the right. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and get updated on new uploads throughout the week. Peace.